Aloha and welcome to the Murph's Place 808 for the Love of Golf podcast. I am your host, Murph. I hope everybody's had a good week out there this week. Mine has been pretty good. The weather, it's been kind of windy here. I know I mentioned that last week on the podcast. It's been a little windy, but other than that, it's not been bad. I still haven't been out being able to play yet due to this hand, still recovering, so it is getting better, though. It almost wants me to go out and try to play, but I know I can't, so I better not. But other than that, things have been good. Can't complain too much about anything. Let's get into the Fia local golf, obviously. The Fia is played Sundays at Moanalua Golf Club. When I got a text today, it was that C-Dub, Chris Wright, had shot 69 yesterday. So I was kind of excited. I sent back a message. So we got a new champ then, right? And they sent me back a text saying, no, that Joe P shot a 68 to beat him by one stroke to retain the belt. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. C-Dub has a great round, shoots 2 under, and still cannot get past Joe P. So it was funny. I sent them back a text saying, I think I'm just going to go ahead and retire and not play any golf. I'm not going to be able to compete against these guys just coming back. But then Mark Ishikawa sent a text saying, no, we need you for the auto Murph game. And the Murph game obviously is an up and down game if you haven't played it before. It has nothing to do with me, although I get accused of saying I made up the rules for this game in this game when I go back home to play. But the Murph game is an up and down game. You call Murph, you get up and down, you get a dot. If you don't, the other guys get a dot. So we started playing a little bit of an auto Murph where if you were within 150 yards, you had to automatically Murph, meaning you had to get up and down from, it could have been 140, 130. So I sent him back a text. I go, I think you misspoke. You just actually want me back to get my money. And they started laughing. So congrats to Joe P again. Retains the belt with a 68. And C-Dub, congrats to C-Dub with a 69. Good playing, guys. The Beach Boys, they played today. They were at Mililani Golf Club. And it looked like from the post that it looks like they were going to have quite a decent sized group of guys out there. So they played Mililani. I haven't had any results back yet, so we'll see what happens with that. Then locally, you had the Army Invitational Golf Tournament. And in that tournament, we had a couple of buddies playing. Like I said, Rob Kim plays with the Beach Boys, and Joe P also played in that. But the results of that, in the championship flight, Zachary Kanashiro won. In the mid-am flight, which Rob and Joe P played in, Alexander Zanis won the mid-am flight. Rob came in 6th place. He didn't play too bad. And Joe P missed the cut. He didn't get to play the weekend. So obviously he took it out on those guys in the Fia and shot 68. So congrats to Rob and his 6th place win, and better luck to Joe next time in the tournament. But it was good. It was a good tournament. So yeah, so congrats to those guys, and looking forward to the next tournament. I think the next one coming up is like the Mid-Am qualifier, the U.S. Mid-Am qualifier, and I believe that's going to be at Leilahua also. That's coming up. I want to say the 10th. I think the deadline to apply was the 10th of August or something like that. So it should be coming up here in the next week or two. But congrats to those guys. Good luck in the next tournament. And I can't wait to get back out there playing. So we'll see what happens. I just need to get this wrist healed up. Man, I don't know if you guys, I'm sure you did, but the golf competitions in the Olympics this year were awesome. And I'm not just saying that because the U.S. took gold. Both, obviously, Xander Schauffele won gold for the men, and Nelly Korda won the gold for the women. But there was just some great golf being played all around. It was kind of, I kind of wanted to see Hideki win just for the fact, not not anything against the U.S. team or anything like that, but just for the fact that it being in Japan, the Olympics, and him being from Japan, it would have been cool for him to win it. And he had a chance too. So we discussed that last week in the podcast, but congrats to both Xander and Nelly for winning gold for our country. That was pretty awesome. So, all right, let's take a short break. Hey guys, I got to tell you, if you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me tell you how. It's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. Not only that, but Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many other sites. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. That's ANCHOR.FM. And we'll be right back. All right, let's get into some PGA news. Obviously, like we discussed last week, there were 2 tournaments going on this weekend for the PGA. You had the Bacardi Championship at the Tahoe Mountain Club in California, and you had the World Golf Championship FedEx St. Jude Invitational. So let's talk about the Bacardi Championship first. The winner of that event was Eric Van Rooyen. It was his first win on the PGA Tour. And in this tournament, they used the modified Stableford scoring system, where instead of, going, you want to go low, you want to get the most points, meaning for this tournament, and some tournaments do it differently, it all depends, but normally a Stableford system is you get points for making birdies, eagles, albatross, and sometimes you get points taken away for bogeys and double bogeys and such. So in this tournament, they got 8 points for an albatross. They got 5 points for any eagles and 2 for any birdies. And if they made par, they got 0 points. However, if they made a bogey, they got -1 point. And if they made a double bogey or worse, they got -3 points. So Eric finished with 50 points, and that was 5 better than the next guy, which was Andrew Putnam. So congrats to Eric Van Rooyen on his first PGA win. They also played the World Golf Championship FedEx St. Jude, and the winner in that event was Abraham Ancer at 16 under. Now, he tied with 2 other players, Sam Burns and Hideki Matsuyama, and so it went into a playoff. Ancer won on the second playoff hole when he made birdie to win. So congrats to Andrew Ancer. Another good finish by Hideki, finishing up there towards the top. Next up is the Wyndham Championship, and in that tournament, Jim Herman is the defending champion. Now, in the power rankings for those, for the Wyndham, they've got Webb Simpson listed number 1, and Webb Simpson won a tournament at the course they're playing this tournament at 10 years ago. So we'll see if he can pull out another win. Number 2, they got listed Sungjae Im. And number 3, they have Jason Kokrak for the power rankings for that tournament. So we'll see what happens. They've been doing pretty good, either predicting the winner. They've done it once or twice this season, but they've been pretty close with all the other picks about where they were going to finish up at. So we'll see how that ends up turning out. Korn Ferry Tour. Got to talk about Korn Ferry Tour. We got to talk about our Brent Grant watch. Not only Brent Grant watch now, but we also got Jared Sawada on that watch, since he's another local guy that is playing on the Korn Ferry Tour. They played the Utah Championship this past weekend, and Joshua Creel was your winner. He shot 24 under. Brent Grant, our guy, had a great tournament. He shot 19 under, and he finished tied for 8th place. He was 5 shots back from the winner, and all 4 rounds of Brent's golf was in the 60s. So Great job, Brent. Tied for 8th place. But an even bigger thing was he moved up 10 spots in the rankings, which puts him at number 62 now, and also qualifies him for the Korn Ferry Tour Finals, the last 3 tournaments of the season. Let me talk about Jared real quick. Jared, he didn't play bad. He shot 69-69, but he missed the cut by 3 strokes. So keep up the hard work, Jared, and we're going to see you out there also, moving up the leaderboard hopefully someday. But with Brent's move up to 62, that guarantees him a spot in the Korn Ferry Tour Final, which is the final 3 events. And what's interesting about this is, yes, they take the top 25 from the money winners on the Korn Ferry Tour, get their PGA Tour card, but they also take the top 25 from the final 3 events, the Korn Ferry Tour Finals. So it's possible yet that Brent could get exempt status and get his card to play PGA events. I know there's some other people that are involved in this, like from the PGA Tour, those that didn't win their card or something. I can't remember exactly what it was saying about who else would be eligible to try to win this. But anyhow, Brent is in for the final 3 events. He does qualify. In those final 3 events, August 15th to the 18th, you got the Nationwide Children's Invitational. That's at Ohio State University Golf Club, the Scarlet course, back at my old stomping grounds. It's a great course, tough course. So that'll be the first event. The second event will be August 22nd through the 25th. That's going to be at the Hillcrest. That's the Albertson Boise, Idaho Open. That's going to be at the Hillcrest Country Club in Boise, Idaho. And then the final and third event is the Korn Ferry Tour Championship, and that is August 30th to September 2nd. And that's going to be played at the Victoria National Golf Club in Newberry, Indiana. So 3 more chances for Brent to play some great golf, continue playing great golf. He's playing so good right now. And hopefully he gets in that top 25 and gets his card so we can get to see him more often on TV. I know they televised this last Korn Ferry Tour event also, but at least he'll get on the PGA Tour, and we'll get to see him hopefully every week out there competing and playing well and hopefully winning. So congrats to Brent on his great finish this past weekend, and good luck to Jared. I'm not sure. I didn't see Jared's names in the rankings as far as points and where he stands. I believe, I'm not 100% sure, but I believe this past weekend was his first Korn Ferry Tour event. So good luck to him getting on the tour again next year and playing well so that we can watch both him and Grant. It was pretty cool when they both qualified for the Sony Open a few years back, and it was cool to get to watch those guys play. As a matter of fact, they played, I think the one round they played together. I think it was 1 or 2 rounds they played together. So it was cool to get to follow them around and see them play. It's always good to see local guys doing well. So congrats to those guys. All right, let's take a short break, and we'll be right back. If you haven't heard the new C Money Baby album yet, you're missing the best thing to come out of Ohio since Jim Tressel. Smart Boy, Dumb Decisions is a look into the life of C Money Baby, lately filled with loss, pain, struggle, and danger. The Gym City rapper gives you high-energy bangers and deep introspective slow jams. To check out the album, just search up C Money Baby. Don't forget the baby on your favorite streaming platform, or visit www.smartboystudios.com. Also, don't forget, Corey Gossett is dropping a song every single week this year. Stay up to date by following him on Spotify or Apple Music by searching Corey Gossett, or look him up on Instagram or Twitter under @KidWhoCameBack. Head to www.smartboystudios.com to stay up to date on new music, new videos, and any upcoming events. If you'd like to support Smart Boy Studios and their artists, head to threads.smartboystudios.com and check out the merch. They have hats, hoodies, shirts, and more. All right, welcome back, everybody. Let's talk for a minute. So this hand thing, man, is kind of got me a little down a little bit. It feels like it's going to be good enough, and then I'll grab a golf club out of one of the bags here in the room and kind of just lightly swing it, and it's still a little painful and stuff. So I know it's going to get better. And, I got a text saying that Michelle Wee had the same hand surgery, which I knew that based on the fact that my buddy that had texted me and told me what he thought it was, since that's what the exact same thing he had. The doctor he went to in New York is the same doctor that did Michelle Wee's hand surgery. So I know it's going to get better, but it's just, it's disheartening and kind of depressing not being able to play. It's been basically 2 months now that I haven't been able to get to play. So, and anybody that knows me knows that golf is a huge part of my life, and, well, probably the biggest part besides having to work, to be able to play. But I don't know. I just hope it gets better quicker. I'm doing my therapy the way, they're telling me how to do it and everything. So it does feel like I'm progressing a little bit with it, and it does feel like it's getting better. I just want to get it done and get it over with and get back out to swinging the sticks again. So, and it appears like we've had a little setback in our golf trip to Thailand, the tournament where we're going to play over there. It looks like the place we were going to, first off, Japan Airlines canceled our flights. And that was based on the fact that they had 4 flights going into Thailand, and they canceled 2 of them. And so they only have 2 other flights. Well, apparently one of the flights that they canceled was our flight. So now we have to rebook tickets, and the place where we were going locked back down, and there's no domestic flights allowed, only international flights, which we would be taking an international flight there. But so we're kind of on a standstill. We're still planning on going. Hopefully they get their cases under control and we're able to go and get this tournament in and play. So, but we'll see what happens. I know they were talking or shooting for, originally it was October 1st, and then they locked back down again, and now they're talking about August 18th or something to that effect or something. So we'll see what happens. I hope they get open back up. So obviously I got to get this hand in shape by then, which it should be. That's like 3 months out from when I actually had the surgery. So we'll see what happens. But besides that, I hope you guys are enjoying yourselves playing golf. And if you guys have any questions or topics you want me to discuss, please hit me up with an email at murphsplace808@gmail.com. Or if you'd like to, you can go to the Anchor website, leave me a message, voice message there. Thank you guys for tuning in and listening and supporting the podcast. And if you'd like to support the podcast, there's a link there that you could do that also. I appreciate everybody that listens and supports me. So other than that, I am going to get ready to get out of here. I hope you guys have a great week. I hope everybody stays safe. And if you're playing golf, hit them straight, hit them long, but don't hit them very often. Aloha, everybody.